If we do get to the teamfight stage though, and the laning phase doesn't end up collapsing for Hanwha Life, that 5v5, oh boy.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Up towards the top side of the map to see whether he can punish his former top laner. See whether it's going to work out here as Doran looking for some harpoons. He just flashes on him. There's the boot back, and Zeus knows that he is 100% dead. First blood going over to Owner is exactly what T1 want with this composition.
Very straightforward. Gank here. This shouldn't be a surprising timing. I wonder
nice
if...
that's a nice knock-up as well. Faker is really dead, guys. Permafrost is a thing, and Zeka also just going to come on over. Peanut presses no buttons, but just supports his mid lane.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
That's what I think. I think the upsides outweigh the downs. Okay, speaking of downs, Faker is taking a bit of damage here, but Peanut not able to find too much. Doesn't have level 6. His carrier is making his way in. Immediate flash out from this Sejuani, and Peanut's in so much trouble. Doran's going to cook him. That equalizer, so incredibly proactive and gorgeously well played.
Nicely done there. Carry out, making his impact known on the map. Sets it up there. The attempted play towards Faker not working out. Faker didn't even need to flash.
Yeah.
So Peanut thought he could just do a little, little drive-by gank. Maybe you get Faker, maybe you don't, but you shouldn't have to pay for it. Instead, actually ends up paying pretty handily. The lines everywhere, even when they might not necessarily be.
I think the line that we had was, it wasn't very good. That was the line. As Zeus is going to walk down the line himself, and immediately he's harpooned, realizing that he's going to have to try and turn this one. Owner coming down, and Doran is just going to leave it for him. Let's see whether Zeus can get any magic done. And he's trying to avoid some of the daggers here. Does do so, goes to the skies, and then dies. That is going to be another kill going over to Owner. This Nefiri, we know how well the doggo can scale.
Also in the area, but there's no outplaying a point and click, unfortunately, for Zeus. Peanut should be able to get this. Was a little close, but not actually going to be in any danger. But T1, again, as they should, building a lead.
Oh dear, Smash gonna get bullet time. Does Valkyrie his way out. Carrier taking a lot of damage here, but so is Delight. Now that Aftershock is away. The flash forward, and Viper just silences him. Smash able to offer a fair bit back, had some cooldowns, and Owner was making his way in. There's the flash forward, the 2-0 Nefiri avoids the CC and takes down the MF. Delight will survive, and now Peanut here on the bottom side, looking to try and dish back some punishment of his own. They do manage to take down the Rumble. Peanut will survive, and they'll get more plates.
Owner got Delight as well.
Down under the Nefiri, and now Viper makes his way over. T1 take that as a sign to disengage, and I think it's understandably so, as Peanut once again getting bothered by Doran a little bit as he takes down another objective, but this time, although as T1 and HLE just trading a bunch of spells on the bottom side. Peanut looks for Doran though once again, and with Zeus here, it is more punishment for the Rumble, and this time Owner unable to find anything on the other side of the map.
They create a situation where they're going to be forced to take fights that they really don't want to, as in they go.
Oh dear. Carrier does put up the shield, but I don't know about it. Does taxi his way over to Delight, but Viper is going to close the distance, and that is Peanut locking down the kill. That should spell the second dragon of the game for HLE, and that is only going to continue this snowball rolling. Oh, that was gorgeous.
Very nice. It doesn't even flash. And now the Drake gets taken. The crux of it is this. If T1 is the one engaging, this comp looks amazing. Shield. I love it. It's like, I can take that. I can take that hit. Doesn't matter. I am starting to believe, Atlas, that Hanwha Life might take this series a little bit more serious than they...
It's looking a little like that.
I feel like it's not quite the same Hanwha Life we saw.
Yeah, we cannot get caught by that.
Which T1 also ref. And I do want to highlight T1. Oh.
Well, they're going to look for Zeus once again. He knocks Doran away, does use the flash this time. His carrier should have a stun back up. He tries to go for it, but Smash turns up. That's going to be a dead Jace once again. Yeah.
To try and make sure that Hanwha Life don't get to just continue scaling into this game.
And Peanut as well, you just saw there, this is why the Sejuanis are often banned if you're planning to play Nefiri. Because we saw, like, there is a decent lead for Owner still. He's a 4-0 Nefiri, and Peanut seems to not care at all. He's now walking up towards Smash here at the same time, who does have Cleanse, but he can't cleanse twice. So Permafrost comes in, Glacial Prison as well, and that is a dead Corky. But now the rest of the cavalry have arrived, and Bristle and Sedge are going to get removed.
Going
one
in.
for one as in goes Owner. Delight trying to survive, and he will do so for now as Zeka unbinds the soul, looks to find an angle, and there's a gorgeous ulti. Doran's going to lie down as well, and Delight is still alive. Finally he falls, but it has to be in trade for Carrier's life. And now Zeus, he's teleported back in. They want to get this shut down as the doggos block the shock blast, but I just don't think it's enough. There it is, and the shutdown goes to the Jace. Understandably so, and of course, Faker is pretty slippery on this Ahri.
Does get the flash though. Zeka also investing his. Still, they are able to bully Faker out. Also really cute there, Delight.
And now, the first Cloud Dragon is going to be attempted. Rift Herald already thrown down here at the same time. HLE just trying to cause some distractions as Carrier dives into the backline. An immediate cleanse from Viper though, and Carrier is in so much trouble, but there's a huge fight elsewhere. Zeus is getting cooked as Doran doing so much work. The rest of HLE are now stuck in the Thunderdome as Zeka trying to take matters into his own hands. Somehow Smash gets the dragon. What the hell was that? But Zeka is a monster on the bottom side of the fight and then snaps back to destroy the rest of them. Viper grabbing so many kills. And with two of these carries left alive, Faker able to teleport his way out.
And they're going to go for the late contest. The objective is gone, but looking for the fight here. Faker on the flank.
Yeah, in goes Carrier. We'll see whether they can get some of these petals, but it looks like the answer is absolutely not. And Zeka finds a gorgeous ulti. The layering of the bullet time there as well is just like poetry from HLE. And Owner is now running for the hills. Only him and Faker left alive, and Faker has his own problems here towards the top side. Delight gonna get engaged on, gets himself the shield from the crash down. And yes, Owner may be able to go untargetable, but that is only for a minuscule amount of time. Viper deals with the exit plan and then takes down the doggo. Zeka underneath this turret as well is a little bit worrisome, and Zeus wanting to take it down as there's the flash forward from Faker, looks for the angle and takes down Zeus. Consolation.
Yeah, that was completely unnecessary from Zeus.
Yeah.
Did not have to do that whatsoever.
It is only a 5,000 gold lead at 26 minutes. That is not end of the world, but HLE with full control of the map. I mean, the world is close to the end, but it's not fully doomed, you know? As Delight looking for an angle here as the Glacial Prison somehow misses Doran. He flashes away. That is still Flash now down. Faker able to get some money on the top side by taking out that outer turret I was talking about before.
Believe that at this point in the game, just from base armor, you're going to get more value out of LDR as well.
Yeah, Zeus might be in trouble, but he flashes absolutely everything. And Owner, he's gone untargetable, seeing whether he can survive. He's burning, but it's not going to quite be enough. But now, oh, never mind. Somehow, it is the MF that picks up the kill, and there goes Faker at the same time. A double now for Viper as Doran. Can he actually be a hero here? I just don't really think there is much of an angle. He's looking to cook. Zeus does have the equalizer, but it doesn't really land on anyone. Zeka has found Smash as well, as the Valkyrie actually doing a fair bit, but just not enough to keep him alive, as Carrier is under the wrong turret. And so therefore, he is very, very dead. He's going to see whether he can kill some minions and stuff like that. Gets a ward down. But HLE, they're already on the Baron, and this game is over, ladies and gentlemen.
Final attempt.
Someone knocking on the door. Speaking of knocking on the door, they're going to be able to look towards bottom side of the map. Peanut is going to turn an engage from T1 into an engage of his own as Carrier dives in, but immediately goes to half health. There's the Magnus Storm from Delight as well. And the MF a little bit late on the bullet time there because the target was already destroyed. Now Viper over the wall, waits for the minion wave. They will be able to break the base here as Doran and Smash, yeah, they've got a bit of damage, but there is just no way to stop HLE as they march towards the Nexus turrets now. Equalizer goes down, largely in defense though, as Doran now having to deal with Zeus, and he's not able to do so even a little bit. Owner dives in because he may as well. And there's the flash forward from Zeka, gets the knock up onto Smash. Permafrost not in range, and it doesn't even need to be, because Zeka's there with enough damage. That's a clean ace. That's going to be a clean kill on a couple of these Nexus turrets. And HLE, welcome to the LCK. It's good to see you still in phenomenal form after first stand.
So we'll see. I think T1 definitely taking some liberties again. It's going to be Carry on their support. It's going to be Owner on the GA4. Whereas for Hanwha Life, you look at this draft and you go, well, they don't have engage support, but outside of that, that's looking pretty good.
With the Ashe is looking to be working out quite well. As Faker, this could be a problematic scenario as Zeka is in a little bit of trouble, but never mind. Picks up the first blood. Top of the morning to you. says Peanut.
Rough as we take another look here. Goes in with the Kingstar result.
Yep, never mind. Peanut, he is on the map yet again. This time, Owner is going to turn up and smash. Oh, Peanut goes in, flashes out immediately. Not caught under the turret as well as Owner gets the EQ flash, but doesn't hold him in range of that turret. Another chain going to connect here onto Faker, who does have the gravity field. Flash. Try and back that one up, and Doran just dashes his way out, as Ambessa is wont to do.
Oh, this gank is really, really important. But look at that. Zeka's there.
Man,
they can't really go for the until they have confirmation that he's gone. He is low. Peanut might be able to set up the classic Q there on the turret, and there it is.
Yeah, looking for Smash here, and he's trying to dance his way out. Peanut's going to be dead, although the bailout is going to come in. It's just not going to do anything, so Smash is going to be able to lock that one down. Ace in the hole comes in from Viper, but isn't actually going to grab any kills. So a 1-for-1.
More ingrained in them.
They took an aspirin. They definitely did. Or maybe some hair of the dog. You never know. Okay, Doran once again going in, but Zeus is just going to bonk him. Does get the shield, and the flash forward. It's answered. But the answer echoes into nothingness as Zeus grabs the solo kill on the bottom side.
That one's personal.
Wanted to make sure that he wasn't just flashing away without any response.
Oh,
that would have been better.
They're about to get 6 grubs out, Bliss. We know what the stats say about that.
No. Are they going to buck the trend? Are they going to make it so that 6 grubs isn't an absolute detriment here in the LCK?
Well,
or worldwide, should I say?
Well, they haven't given up a dragon, which normally is, you know, what I think makes that equation a little iffy.
Yeah, it's the giving up of anything.
She's a late game powerhouse, although so is Jax. I feel like in that 1v1 is not the best.
Oh dear. Speaking of 1v1s, Faker and Zeka at it once again as the arrow is going to sail by. In the meantime, another fight as Smash flashes over the wall. And the handshake onto Owner is going to get his flash as well. Peanut, he's over there, he's going in, and Owner is going out. That is the Peacemaker to lock him down.
Hanwha as well is how crisp their early to mid games are.
Oh, another flash from Zeus, and another solo kill from this Jax. As hostile takeover to try and get Faker as Peanut. He goes in, and the ace in the hole is going to clean up a killing spree for Viper. This time Peanut isn't even going to die, as that volley not nearly enough damage, and HLE are just running over T1 today.
We are going to be denied an entertaining series because this game is like,
and the thing
way
is,
more of a blowout.
Yeah, we've also already had HLE versus Gen G. That was in like week 1. So
it was also not great.
Yeah, it wasn't. And now HLE have decided to wake up, and just in time, as we can see, as Carrier is likely in trouble.
They need a turn.
Oh, Faker is
this the one?
Having some issues. This time HLE do have the inside track towards this topside fight, and Faker is very, very dead. So he's the first one to go down. Zeka grabbing yet another kill for himself. And the rest of HLE really just wanting to know who they want to kill next. That is kind of the question. Is in a little bit of trouble, but there is Fate's Call available here.
A Hail Mary, perhaps?
All right, Zeus going in. And the fact that he is here is very, very scary. But now, possible skirmish angle as there's the public execution. Gets Doran into that back line as Owner is going to be taken out in a second. But it's traded for Zeus, and that's a lot of money over to Smash.
To pick up a soul point, yet again, for Mountain Soul.
Oh, God.
And the one thing that Hanwha Life, outside of, I think the Engage obviously isn't amazing, but they can even use the tools stolen with Silas to make that work, because...
Well, this is their Engage. It's Peanut go in, and then everything else is layered on top. Faker just caught out in his own jungle.
Yep, I feel safe.
Well, so does Zeus. Carrier does not feel safe, however, is going to be able to ghost and look for a way out. They're still slowing him down as Owner comes in, looks to try and catch the escape there from Viper, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work. Carrier gets out with the Fate's Call. Public execution gets Doran in there as there's a hostile takeover, as it's a battle between Carrier and Smash, and Carrier actually dies to Smash's red buff. Oh, it's a disaster. Zeus is going to suicide under the turret. Largely looking like a celebration here, though, as in goes Peanut once again.
Zeka, no!
Yep, Smash not going to get another 1v1 with Zeka, as he is just allowed to live. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Huh. I think it's something like
that, or like apple syrup.
Yeah,
but like the thick one, you know, not the syrup as in the
like some quince paste, perhaps.
Yeah, but I assume we're talking about the same thing. Like the black gooey apple. Yeah, wonderful.
Well, Zeka's looking for a little bit of an angle here.
So they get Otacon.
Yep. Well, they haven't yet, but it's not likely to be stolen.
This is not the series I was expecting today.
No, not at all. I thought we were having a 6-game banger today. Anything at all. As, yeah, Faker versus Zeus here Zeka, towards the bottom side of the map. Chaos Storm comes out. Zeka says, all right. And he'll leave. This is slow and steady destruction of all of T1's stuff. And HLE look to be able to do it with impunity. 9,000 gold is the advantage. A teleport right into the enemy jungle as HLE stealing away all of the buffs at the same time. This inner, not long for the world, and it's the last one remaining. 6 turrets to 0 as the 6 grub stats are getting decimated.
The end of this game, Atlas.
Yep, they're trying to keep Zeus out, but Zeka will find Doran in the side. Not going to find too much more, though, as now Zeus may have bitten off more than he could chew. Smash throwing some sticks into him, and I think Zeus is likely to die. However, gets underneath this turret, and now Ona is the one that's in the wrong position. No more smite for UT1, as now Peanut can freely take down the Baron. Zeka going to go golden as well, buy some time. Hostile takeover is so good here from Delight, and Zeka is going to take advantage of it. Smash will be taken down as well, as Zeus just bonks him with a lamppost. And Carrier, that is not your turret, buddy. That is a clean ace, as well as the Baron over to HLE. And this is the main thing that's the most terrifying out of HLE, is the fact that they can look like anything on one day and then just do this. It matters not. The momentum and all of that stuff that we say, all that garbage
for T1, yeah, we can talk about the draft. We can talk about all the other external.
Do we have to?
Well, that's my point, right? But the reality is, it's just the gameplay. Night and day.
Oh, nice flash there from Faker. Does not matter, as in the 1v2, Zeka is absolutely going to kill everyone. The dash over, and doesn't even need the chains to land. The double kill does come in. Back-to-back solos here from Zeka, as Carrier's in trouble. That is going to be Peanut locking that one down. Was that 1v3 sort of thing? I mean, the wallets are so heavy, it's absurd. As Doran goes in, and then he goes out. Fire the Death Chamber, as Zeus spinning around, twirling the lamppost, as these Nexus turrets are going to fall one after the other. Zeus not even going to die to the fountain here, as Viper looks for the Peacemaker, does not connect it, as the hostile takeover is going to annoy Smash momentarily. Peanut thrown in because the Fate's Call was stolen away, and HLE will pick up the 2-0 here today.
Very funny that Diablo's like, oh, Sion's on my team. I can lock in Sion now. It's fine. There's no way I'll walk into my own team's queue.
Yeah.
It's really fun, because I did actually think that was a good Saya game. Yes, known moderation.
Yeah, while I was moderating. Speaking of moderation, we're not using heal in moderation, and Parak is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Diablo may also be in trouble, as Peter trying to get that kill back, but it does not work, and the Lovers duo, they just destroy Parak, and he has no way of doing anything. Doesn't flash, doesn't cleanse, didn't have a chance to.
Must not have seen him. I thought the trap vision was enough, but looks like that wasn't the case, because the way BDD was playing, he definitely wasn't aware. Because Will got the double scuttle, but not having flash is a big deal with something like the Xin Zhao. Yeah. Always having an opportunity to make your life very, very difficult.
Well, BDD coming on over. Raptor is still here, but Vikler is still dead. First blood goes over to BDD. And there is some assist gold that helps even out the trades. Diablo gonna have to get out of there. The heal was invested by Kellen, as Cuz is dashing around. I don't know whether pouncing back in there was a good idea, but he creates the distance. Peter comes in as well, and now Raptor just wanted to get out, did manage to get one of the grubs, and flashes over the wall to safety, as Cuz will be able to continue exerting his pressure. As, all right, the Scion leaves the station as Parak.
No, not again, not again, not again!
Solo killed by a Scion. It would be absolute travesty, as the chains are going to connect. BDD has decided that he's winning this game. 100%. And Casting could be in trouble here, but before he goes down, he grabs the double.
I think that might still be okay, as maybe it was Casting that went to demolish. I feel like BDD probably, because he is playing into a ranged matchup, probably just went to resolve classics, but who knows. I feel like BDD, with how he's playing right now, is actually trying to win free laser.
Pretty clean. Oh god, why did you have to say it?
Well, because I want to give credit where credit is due. I feel like both these teams thus far have played, you know, it feels like outside of the bot lane, where I do think Parak maybe messing up a little bit too much, I've actually been, yeah, it's been good so far.
Well, can theoretically get clear over if he does want to join a fight, as BDD comes in, steals away the quickness, but he's thrown out pretty immediately. Both quicknesses almost ran into each other. Oh, that would have been way too charming. Pop Blossom connecting onto two as Vikler is the one that's in trouble. Puddock dancing around the fight. The spear is going to hit, but not do enough damage. As now they're just, oh, never mind, cuz have your license back. It's in the mail, don't you worry, it's okay, you feel free to drive. Feel free to drive, you can drive without it. None of the police are gonna pull you over. Absolutely beautifully done.
Kellen, that was your moment. That was your heart will go on, I'll catch this one for you. I got you, buddy, moment.
He's not playing Alistair, so it doesn't fit.
Well, the Nico does remain in place. But Talia in particular, I think, just poses such a big problem if you need to approach head-on. So they can't really lose map control. So the fact that they're able to now extend the gold lead is a really big deal.
BDD also being able to grab that first turret for KT to look for. As they do have a 2,000 gold lead, they will have a monopoly on the Dragons as well, as this one does go down. Cuz has his license, and it's a Chemtech Drake. Ox is on the desk right now, and we can confirm that he is asleep.
Where's the cam?
BDD, who decided he didn't want Flash. As Raptor's just going in. Okay, looking for Peter, seeing whether he can get something done as in goes Kellen, but misses the grand entrance completely. And out goes the Nidalee with the disengage cone. And now Casting's coming down, but he's sandwiched. Pop Blossom only onto one as Kellen not going to get CC'd, and now BDD's teleported in. Raptor's going to die as Vikler comes on over. And it is going to be a dead Kalista on the back end, but he was already so incredibly low. Another quickness from BDD, and he's going to be able to stop the Q, but it does not matter. He's just right in amongst all of BNK and dies.
Oh, we were talking about, but that was a colossal mistake from BDD. Done now, and that is also the biggest individual gold league that we do have.
And isn't that what System of a Down coined when they made the song Down with the Quickness? Flashes up, got to get down with the quickness. That's the lyric. System of a Down. We knew that they were lyrical geniuses, but it's just you learn new things every day. As now Kellen, Diablo, and Raptor all sieging this outer turret in the mid lane. KT, not a lot of options, and yeah, Otacon is just being taken.
So my call is that they knew that this was happening, but given the vision control that's towards the top side of the map, they just didn't think they could get anything. So in that light, getting mid lane turret does make sense. This is also...
Maybe they just have no idea that this is just being...
They definitely do.
Got it.
And they get the... I think that's a fine trade.
Well, we are going gardening here.
Because, so for BNK, I think most of the decisions, I don't think they'd necessarily outscale guaranteed, right? Like there's comps where you, because the range advantage I think is still there for KT, as long as BNK are hesitant on an engage or something of the sorts. So I think going for the cross map when you're not 100% sure you can take the fight, that's in League of Legends, by the way.
Absolutely is.
My God, between the gate as well as the Ghost Blade, he was zooming around.
I thought he had Phase Rush, and then I had to remember, I was the one that talked about the Ghost Blade.
We now have no flash for clear. I do think the flash for casting is more valuable as
Kellen is quicknessing.
No
they do get the knock up onto casting, but he boops Raptor away.
BDD?
Is that enough? That's the question. Is BDD? The rocks are on cooldown. The rocks are on cooldown. They take down Peter. Peter finds the Pop Blossom to end all Pop Blossoms, and then is saved by Puddock. Still, KT need to find another angle. They're wrapping around from every single other one. So can they actually get in there? Can they start the fight that they're looking for? But they're playing with their range so beautifully. Puddock trying to stay alive, and he turns it onto Raptor. Vikler's going to go down. BDD is so incredibly low, but Diablo is untouched in the back line. 3 versus 3 now is the result, but Cuz is still there with all that long-range damage. And they are moving now towards KT's base. This ward here is so incredibly valuable as Cuz. He does spot it out. And now Clear could be in trouble. Puddock free hitting, not going to get knocked up, and he is just dead. The Zombie Scion is now going to be the result. And KT, when they do play it slow, it works. And Diablo,
as we say that,
I think
they're going to keep going.
Yeah, Kellen doesn't have the quickness, but he is still pretty scary. There's the pounce forward, and Cuz still looking for more. Raptor running real quick, and we don't find the route from Peter. Now back away, KT, please.
And we do actually see how hard Clear is to kill, unless he gets focused solely. His casting, that's some damage numbers, Atlas.
It really is. Puddock also much higher numbers than I was expecting, as that is a nice route, but it's on to casting. In goes BDD as Raptor now having to deal with BDD with his own ultimate. Puddock is bouncing around the back of the fight, but Diablo once again untouched. Peter in a bit of trouble, but it's Raptor that's on the floor, and Diablo pulls back the feathers, but there's no follow-up. Puddock is a psychopath just dashing forward, and they take down Clear first. Puddock is in, then he's out, then he's back in again. He's got his eye.
He glanced the rocks! He did it!
Oh, that was gorgeous! And yeah, I don't know what happened to the guy at level 1 is. Oh yeah, we're face checking.
KT.
The teleport to try and get one of them out of there. Yeah,
Wait, the
Vickler
about
is out.
recall!
And
No
the
way.
recall.
No way. No
They're gonna get
way.
interrupted to the skies, ladies and gentlemen. And Diablo goes down. It's a double for casting. I really thought they were going to get out there. That would have been exactly B&K versus KT energy. Instead, KT manages to take down the entire bottom lane and peak. As KT, they pick up the Baron. They also pick themselves up Soul Point. And they're going to look to utilize their composition that just works so well.
For the rest of the team, Puddock should be in the back line anyway, and Peter obviously can be pulled back in. But there is still a lot of engage power on B&K. As long as KT respect that, I think they're cruising toward a victory here.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like as the poke is starting to come in as Clear. He goes for a bit of an engage as Raptor boops half of the team off the wall. As Peter, it's a great pop. Blossom Kellen going to be the first one to go down. Raptor also dead. BDD, he gets caught by the feathers, but there's no follow-up. And Clear's a tank, but it doesn't even seem to matter. The Featherstorm is decent as BDD flashes forward to look for Clear, and down goes Diablo. Peter, you don't have any damage. And so unfortunately, you're not going to be killing Clear here, but KT will be able to find the team fight.
He's zoning!
Yeah, there was some gorgeous zoning as well. And look, he didn't die, so it's obviously flawless. 15-8 the kill score here in favor of KT, and I don't think we're going to see a Chemtech Soul this game as the first inhibitor goes down, and KT are looking to put the first nail in their second game win of the season and knock B&K down a peg or two as BDD goes in. Man, it's good to see him rewarded for a phenomenal early game on this Silas, rewarded by dying next to these dead Nexus turrets of his enemy. He realizes now, finally, he can rest as KT picks up a win. It could have been Fiora or Kayle.
You know what this is actually good for? Is the setup for a third game.
True. That being said, I think that, you know, if the Kayle was picked, that would have been better set up for a third game. We would have got there much quicker.
That is true. Puddock might be in some serious trouble here. Even with just Kellen, he's at risk. He does have Cleanse this time around, obviously going to get a lot of failure in that. Can Peter be in time? I don't think so.
Well, they're going to see what they can do.
Oh, yeah, they're waiting for Raptor, which means that there is actually time, and the wave is already thinned out.
Yeah, in they go. Grasping Roots comes down as now Peter gets on in there. Stranglethorns through as well as the Ignite's ticking, but it's not enough. Always drink your potions as Raptor, you absolute insane man, as the True Shot Barrage doesn't do enough, but still Diablo taking matters into his own hands is going to be able to get it done. Peter, with the headbutt, will be able to take down the Plant Lady, but it's plates going on over to the Ezreal.
That is going to have to rely on Peter or Puddock finding access to that as we have another Raptor gang.
Yeah, him and Kellen making their way in. There's the flash, then it's played. The headbutt pushes Kellen back as there is no unbreakable will. And so Peter will instead be broken. There's a nice pick up there for B&K as the hop out from casting. He's just kind of messing with Clear right now. That sidestep, gorgeous. As casting's Gnar play looking scrumptious right now. 3 grubs will go over to Raptor in the interim. I'm on this Gnar. We were making fun of the pick, but actually it was probably a good idea as the stun comes through. Another headbutt pole as the Ignite is down. Kellen is going to be taken first. The Stranglethorns does basically nothing as the Chaos Storm used in tandem just made sure that there was no way that this tanky support was going to survive. It switched.
The teleport advantage they also couldn't utilize. Clear had his, whereas Casting didn't, but Casting kept the wave shoved up and was sitting on his Narbar pretty well as well. As
getting himself out, flash infested.
He doesn't have his ult, otherwise he would have used that.
He was pretty scared of the situation though. I think that if he was solo flared, he probably wouldn't have died, but not a lot of information available.
Yeah, he didn't know, right? Noticed that he couldn't have backed yet. Could have been doing a turret, but...
Well, Puddock going to cleanse the Solar Flare. Chains of Corruption as the flash forward from Raptor goes straight into those chains, but sandwiched into the wall, squished like a bug from Vickler. And that's going to be feats of strength of warfare at least, going over to B&K, and they'll take just all of it. As first turret goes over to them as well, so some nice new shoes.
See, and also Leona just kind of hates it when you do that. But now, with this, BNK further building upon the lead. Peter though looking to punish.
Kellen is spotted out. Solar Flare is going to be on where BDD used to be. And Kellen might actually be sacrificed here. They still do manage to pick up the Rift Herald, but KT once again put Kellen in the ground.
Whoa. I'm not sure about that, KT. That's a lot invested just to kill Leona. I'd still just go for a delayed contest. This product takes a free headbutt to the face.
Yeah, he's Diablo able to drive Shelly into this tower, and it does go down. Vikler and Diablo a fair bit of structural damage.
They're taking Dragon, KT.
Yeah, and you spent a lot of time positioning around here, KT, and you've decided you're not going to go in. Hex flash forward here from Peter. Try and find an angle. Let's see whether they can actually get one, as that is the Drake secured by BNK, but now the fight is on. Vikler in a bit of trouble. Chaos Storm being dealt with, but now Diablo gets his fangs into BDD. Misses a whole bunch of abilities, though. And once again, Kellen's on the floor. Now Diablo finds himself the target instead of the attacker because he gets a turn on him. Has a great ulti, but does get himself out. True Shot Barrage doesn't go the right way to lock down the Viego. Action this game, that certainly feels good. Oh, actually, less action.
Less, yeah. I would
never mind. So that feels bad. I was just trying to find a positive, and that was going to be a positive until I got it completely wrong. But now, we might have another team fight as Diablo going aggressive, throwing out a whole bunch of buttons towards Peter and Cuz, who are now very, very low. But Cuz is still in range to smite this. It's still a 50-50. This could still be a disaster as in they go, and it's locked down by Raptor. Peter now in trouble. Diablo gone completely ballistic.
Casting?
As they get themselves the Otacon as well as more. Is now Casting looking to send them all home, but instead, he's going to give a triple kill over to this Ezreal, as Padak could be in trouble, but they don't have the vision on him. And
all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Diablo's a great basket.
He is a pretty good basket, as there is another cleanse out from Padak, and you can't cleanse death, unfortunately, so it doesn't quite do enough. Casting now trying to deal with Raptor and Diablo.
Still died.
Yeah, there's like every ult
flashed
as well, basically. That's all right. BDD upgrading himself a little bit here, but I just don't know whether it's quite going to upgrade enough. NK here looks like Raptor will not be contested on that one, as Diablo is also just taking this inner turret with impunity. Absolutely nothing Padak can do about it. I thought that Mystic shot missed, but Padak maybe walked into it by accident there. As BDD being very vocal in the player cams, and you can understand why. This guy has had a pretty good game. As teleport in from Vikler. Clear is extraordinarily low, though, as the Naba has been filled. The all-out does come through here, as that wallop onto two is fantastic. He nars them both away, but it's just too many. And it's Vikler that's able to lock down the kill onto the Gnar.
Does get a free Baron smite off. I don't think there's a way to use this game.
Well, there's Pulverize from Peter, but I think he's the one that's going to get pulverized. He does have the Unbreakable Will, but it's looking very breakable.
Well, that was cute. He tried to... keeps going in.
I think a piercing arrow landed. BDD is actually hitting a bunch of these death rays, but the Baron is still just going down. And Cuz, 1 versus 2 here, and he's going to have to heartbreak away. He does do so, but he's, even with Flash, is still dead. Casting looking for a bit of an angle. The Baron is going to be secured. And BNK now looking to wrap this up with a team fight as well, as KT trying to get the damage down. It's a decent crush to get Casting out of there. Vikler attempts to go on over as the Chaos Storm coming on through, but Clear is just so tanky. And Diablo is going to be able to find Peter once again. He was fresh out of the death chamber and is immediately back in there again. And KT, I mean, we knew this was going to be a 3-gamer.
Diablo?
But this, yeah, Diablo is just messing with them now. Another one, Arcane Shift over, misses a bunch of buttons, but he'll have another one as Padak just charges up a Q, and it just does pitiful amounts of damage.
The last AD carry, or Challenger AD carry, saw be this completely unhinged.
There from Raptor in order to get a beautiful Grasping Roots. Yeah, this is done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. Emperor's Divide is going to hit the cow, and Peter walks it off. Vikler goes golden because he thinks it looks cool, and it does. As the inner turret is going to fall, and BNK, they can do stuff like that because it doesn't really matter what they do now. They are so incredibly far ahead. 9,000 gold at 28 minutes. And Cuz just having to back away from Clear, who is a raid boss in unto himself. They'll take this inhibitor turret. The rest of KT, they are grouped. They're looking for an angle. The Stranglethorns, though, is going to block off Peter from the rest of his team, and Diablo is going ballistic. Nexus turret's now under fire. BDD does use his Zhonya's, and Kellen and Vikler are taking a fair bit of damage, but honestly, it just doesn't matter, as the True Shot Barrage is going to destroy this Viego. Diablo, what was that? That was super strange, but never mind. Nexus turrets are still going to lie on the floor as Vikler, he's flashing, he's looking for more. He takes down BDD and Padak. and the Nexus will fall, and B&K will bring us to a game 3. That honestly has been exactly the game plan that's won games for B&K FureX. Really beautifully constructed here as far as the teamfight comp is concerned.
This is also a dream game to play, MF. You know something? Yeah, here we go.
Yep.
We're
fighting on a couple of fronts here. That's going to be the way we're playing this out. As Paddock finds the ward onto Diablo. Yeah, and he's stacking it up here. That's a brilliant cocoon, and now the Ignite is down. This is what you were talking about. They can go in on Kellen. Paddock's flashing forward. He finds the first blood, the revenge of the Psyduck. You love to see it. Oh, yeah.
First things first. This is what's supposed to happen. Key thing there, I think, is that Kellen actually got his...
Vikler just gets solo killed by BDD. Oh, and hands off keyboard there from Vikler, and look at that smile.
Actually get to steal a lot of resistances, doesn't have Aftershock. He is squishy.
Oh dear. Kellen.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. In a lot of trouble here as he's trying to make his way over towards this turret. Casting's looking to try and get it on in there, but there goes the
They can dive clear.
Yeah. And now it's all set up.
They can dive clear.
Paddock's going to turn up. Clear is wondering what the heck he's supposed to do here as the Spiderlings are also in. Diving this is so easy. Cuz going to be able to back away, and in fact they have so many champions that are so good at diving turrets. My God.
And KT fans completely losing it. Guys, we're 3 minutes in. You know, let's chill a little bit as the electrocute there from BDD is.
And first Drake going to be going over to B&K actually here, as Cuz is prioritizing the grubs instead. So the first cloud being picked up as, oh God, every time an ability flies forward, I get scared. The Vikler is just going to die again. As Cloud Drake going to be picked up like we were talking about, and it is going to be the grub secured as Paddock just babysitting Diablo and Kellen, making sure that they stay in their lane. That is exactly what is going to happen. Vikler thinking that now is the time to go home, but that there is no one else here.
If they had vision, he would be dead.
Oh, he should
or at the very least would have flashed us.
Instead, Cuz going to make his way in. Diablo will get stunned up, but only momentarily, as Peter will find that cocoon, and BDD is going to pay a visit. Kellen going to get taken down as there's the bullet time. Peter says, not even close, baby. And now, Raptor making his way in. There is a dead BDD. And so Vikler does get a little bit of revenge, but perhaps we're typing worth in the old chat.
The mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah. BDD? No.
No, it's all vibes. As Cuz looking for 6 grubs, we know that that can be a detriment as far as stats are concerned.
Okay, we need to let the joke retire because people have no idea who we're talking about. Like, I didn't do anything today. I guess you always just by existing.
Well, then maybe you learned that by not doing anything that day, it didn't make you all that happy, and so you.
All right. Well, I guess we're cooked.
Yep. Cuz looking for an angle, and the arrow is going to fly down. The Magnus Storm is going to eat a lot of the CC, but I think the KT are going to eat Kellen. And that is indeed what happens. That is a rel very swiftly dispatched of, as Paddock looking to make his way down once again. Diablo going to try and get him out of here, but Paddock's actually pretty strong, as we know. And so happy to stand his ground. Raptor going to move on over. There's the flash, and Diablo just gets solo killed by the Ash. He does immediately go down, but he's got Peter here to try and defend.
So that's not a great
He does have a 2-level lead as Peter manages to find the cocoon. I don't know what the outcome's going to be as Clear is taking a lot of damage. Cuz is at full health, and BDD comes over, finds the Orb of Deception, and down goes the rel once again. Oh, I feel like Kellen's been the butt of every joke this game.
Leave Kellen alone!
Oh, it's so mean.
Guess what happens? Kellen dead.
Yeah, Kellen dead.
Try to kill Diablo in a 2v2. Believe it or not, again.
Kellen's dead.
Kellen's dead.
Oh,
he's just Kellen.
He is. He's just trying to be a horse, or at least metal pants that turn into a horse.
But that one, that's like a write-off. You can just, it's like when you
oh dear. Well, BDD is going to charm Raptor, and there's the cocoon as well. Oh, Peter with the follow-up. Absolutely beautiful. Vikler now trying to get something back onto Cuz.
I don't think we should.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. As another Spirit Rush. We're looking for some more essence here for this Ahri. Remember, there's no inner turret. And so the flash forward from Cuz, not punishable. And he's going to block the Justice Punch. There is, in fact, no justice for B&K here.
Peter, no!
Peter is looking to just kill Kellen before he inevitably dies. And he's not going to be able to do that. Down goes Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Vikline Kellen initially, I think just try to CC as Clear is very...
Oh, the public execution was cute.
The taxi out?
Yeah, gets over towards Paddock though, and he permanently slows him. Wow, that burst damage.
Wait, the turn?
Yeah, there's the two-man taunt coming through from Vikla, and immediately it is a dead Paddock. BDD comes in though, and now Peter is going to turn up. Vikla getting taken down solo, cuz an absolute raid boss before he dies. And now BDD is getting the resets. Raptor trying to survive, but he gets charmed up and destroyed. And we said, give BDD a carry he can 1v9 on, and he's doing it.
They're behind.
Yeah.
Because they don't have front line. They have no one that can really face check outside of Pantheon just like walking up and eating.
They have Hawkshot though.
Yeah, they do have Hawkshot, but that's still, you know, that's a pretty long cooldown.
Yeah.
So the composition just doesn't really work, but you have so much EC, so much damage, and because you're ahead, you have map control. For the in case you're not that adept at math, that's not good for your taxes.
Oh, thank you.
It's really bad news.
I'm not very good at taxes. Paddock is going to get the interrupt here onto Diablo, and BDD is just going to look for the charm, and they kill him before the heroic entrance comes in. Oh man, look at that. BDD just left his business card and got the heck out of there.
That's rude, okay? Diablo thought he was going for a 1v1. He's like, I want to try and win this one. And then he has help.
And Paddock took his time throwing that arrow as well.
The fun. I'm going to try and get a different flavor of it.
Okay. His casting is going to get ganked, or is he? Kellen's going to turn up, but a little bit late as the sleep comes through, public execution comes down, and casting will die, but at what cost? The Otacon is going to be taken, Kellen almost dies, and BDD is taking an inner turret, or at least attempting to. Will pick up a teleport for his trouble, and the teleport of his own is going to get him towards that top lane while the rest of his team do deal with this Otacon. And that's going to be a bunch of flowers as well. And they'll continue to have a gigantic lead in almost every department.
Straight to enabling my 10 stacks Magi's carry.
Yep. BDD just putting that one together as we'll get a charge of Shelly. And Raptor does complete his second item. Riftmaker is now done. But KT stretching this lead to pretty ridiculous distances. Peter will be able to taxi his way over. In fact, just goes up and down.
Yes,
yeah, clear. Can he find a public execution angle as the Magnastorm onto 2? Flash out from Paddock as he gets sleepy but has the cleanse. And they should be able to get rid of Cuz. Casting has made his way in with that teleport, but he's now on the wrong side of the fight. Oh god, KT, this is so incredibly awkward. Everything's sort of missing here as now Casting looking for his opportunity, looking for his angle. The bullet time, though, is going to be thrown over the top of the Aatrox, but he's pretty fed, to be perfectly honest, so it doesn't do very much damage. Now looking to go down, and there it is. It's clear that locks up the kill on his opposite number, and B&K get 2 for free.
This alone, not enough to make me not believe, but it is a little worrying.
Well, there is the charm, immediately followed up by the cleanse.
I can't believe he cleansed that and still lost 60% of his health.
I feel like every time anyone gets tagged by a slow, they're about to die. In Vikla's case, that was indeed what happened.
Who am I voting for again? Oh, Cuz!
Oh, Cuz! Maybe it's Cuz! He's just gonna, man drop in and say, have you heard that cool song? It's Raining Men. It's a nice one, and it was indeed, and he's gonna take down a dragon at the same time.
Right there? That was what, like 1600 health?
There was absolutely no way they were gonna do anything about it. Shattering Strike not gonna do anything, and very, very dead is Callan. Now clear, could be in trouble. Casting on top of him, Vikla looking for an angle as the sleep comes down onto 2, but Cuz, no one could follow up on that one as in goes Casting, finds a huge double knock up, the bullet time to try and answer, but there's a cocoon from Peter, get this man! The POM is a double kill on a volley from Paddock is so good, and of course, Peter finds another one, the volatile Spiderling, another volley for a kill. And KT will ace B&K in trade for no one.
And with that, Callan stands alone.
Only because he respawned really quickly.
Watching the roller coaster crash down upon his Nexus Atlas.
Oh, in goes Cuz, taking up 2 Nexus turrets, but it's all just to kill Callan. There goes Nexus turret number 1, Nexus turret number 2 to follow, and a 3rd Nexus for KT to claim will get them their first match win of LCK 2025.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.